last week on the Glass Cannon Podcast.
Your fear sickens me. This is the hour of the Kolakan. Asta, take her out!
I'm going to cast hydraulic push
Oh, there you go.
and punch this horse in the neck.
She falls.
Yeah!
Wow!
Who was she? Why does she come to serve Kaneepo?
She wanted to watch us suffer.
She seemed excited.
You put your ear up to that door, and it just like opens. You see framed paintings. The first portrays a long, thin figure. You get the sense that the creature is being born, fully formed. The next one shows this figure now in your world, hunting elves. You stop in front of the final painting because disturbingly it shows Brother Ramius, Talitha, Buggles, Zephyr, and Lucky during your encounter at the Seventh Arch. In the background of this image, watching from the trees, this slim, fey figure with its trademark silent grin.
The adventure continues now.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the Glass Cannon Podcast. Look at the people at this table. Look at them. There's Joe and Matthew and Kate and Sydney and old Skid.
I heard my name.
And me, Troy. Did you know you could see us this year all around the country and in Canada? Because in addition to this show, we have a live tour. It's been touring since 2018.
2018.
And now we're kicking off the 2024 tour next month in Toronto. Sorry, sold out. Over 300 people, sold out, can't get a seat. They're emailing me right now saying, like, we might have to put 100 people on stools because the place isn't big enough. That's a lie, I'm exaggerating, but sold out. But in April, we're going to be in Kansas City and Austin, Texas. And then in May, we're going to be in Vancouver, back to Canada, and St. Paul, Minnesota. Then in June, Skid's hometown of Denver, followed by Nashville. And then August, we're going to be in Indianapolis for Gen Con. September, Boston. October, we're going to be in Portland, Oregon. Not Maine, although I'd prefer to be in Portland, Maine. Portland, Oregon, and Los Angeles. And then we're finishing out the year in Philly, which...
I was just thinking what a terrible swing that would be to do Portland, Maine, and LA in the same weekend.
That was the best routing we could get.
The best routing.
With a layover in China, because we're going the opposite way.
Right.
Which city are you most excited for? You have to pick a favorite.
Pick one.
You have to pick one that you're like most excited for.
We had this conversation on Legacy of the Ancients.
Don't listen to it. Don't know what that is.
That is so
Don't know what that
rude
is.
to Skid.
You were once a cast member until we voted you out.
That's true. I was like, it's like Survivor.
Yes, Survivor.
Extinguished my flame.
Troy and I just high-fived on the way out and the way in.
Yep. Is there a city that you're...
I'm really looking forward to Kansas City because I've got family there. Family
You
that has
do?
never seen me live. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that.
I thought you were gonna say, I've got family there. Family I've never seen.
A family that has never seen me and that is, in for a real real fun time being like, what on earth is happening up there?
This isn't family you found on like Ancestry.com. This is like actual.
No. This is actually, it's my wife's family.
Do you have a whole second
I
family?
inherited it. What's that?
Whole second family? Have you been commuting
Wait,
to
this
Kansas
isn't
City?
going on YouTube.
This is your wife's family. It's not really your family.
Come on. Is that how you think about your wife's family?
No, but I mean, you really should have qualified that to begin with. Like,
Not your
that's my
blood family. Sure, but that's his family.
People
my
you've known,
family.
So people you've known for a couple years.
Obviously.
Way more than a couple
People
years.
you've known for about 1/32 of your life.
People I
old
enjoy
do you
spending
think
time with more than you.
That's true.
We got to make that show extra weird for them.
Yeah.
All right, settle
Find
in.
out like what their bugaboos are and make the whole show.
And I've never been to Kansas City, so I'm llooking forward to
Everything's up to date there.
Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah, gotta get some KC barbecue like right before the show, so we're really tired.
Yes.
One time, me and Nick Shelton, we went to go see. There was this guy who used to do these infomercials called Tom Vu, and he had these infomercials. It'd be him like on a yacht with like a bunch of women. They made fun of him on Saturday Night Live one time, and he'd be like, "Oh, you can be like me. You can have this yacht. This woman's like, all you have to do is come to my seminar. Come to my seminar." And like, me and Nick Shelton, like, because we see this thing, we just went to go to this thing because like he was on TV all the time.
Wait, you went to go because I know
Went to the
exactly what you're
seminar.
talking about.
We went to the seminar because we were like, he's on TV all the time, and it was just like, this will be really funny. And we went, and like, he was 40 pounds heavier than he was on the infomercials, and he says like, I just got done eating a bunch of barbecue. I'm really sorry. I'm very sleepy, and it was the funniest. Every time I hear like barbecue, I think of me. And
How
Nick.
inspiring.
Vu.
Tom Vu.
Yeah.
Matthew, I know you're psyched for all the meat in Kansas City, but what other cities are you really fired up about? You got to pick one, though.
Do I have to?
Yeah, because we don't have a lot of time.
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
I've never been.
Really?
Yeah.
More so than Toronto.
I've been to Toronto.
Ah,
I like
that's
Toronto.
the only reason.
I'm excited to go back,
But Vancouver.
but I've never been to Vancouver.
Is there something in Vancouver in particular that you're wrecked about?
Well, I mean, the hockey team.
The hockey team.
No, I love the Pacific Northwest, and I've never been to Vancouver. So I've heard it's a beautiful city, and it's a beautiful region of the country that I enjoy, or beautiful region of the world. It's not our country.
Many Hallmark Christmas movies are filmed there, and that's what I'm most excited.
I'm not shocked by any of that.
Yeah, I hope it snows in May. Kate, you got to pick one city. You got to pick a favorite that you're really excited for.
Yeah, Austin.
Knew it.
Austin.
My best friend lives there.
Yeah.
So I get to see her.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a
That's
fine
it.
city too. I've been there multiple times.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. But I mean, for a new city, I'm excited to like see Portland. I'm excited to see both sides of Canada. But Austin. That's my
Austin.
friend.
Because of your friend.
So nothing to do with us.
Keep Austin weird.
You guys aren't my friends.
Wait, is this the friend that we met?
No,
Yeah, I thought your
her
best
other
friend was in
different
Boston.
best
That's
friend.
a different best friend. I have many best
All
friends.
these best friends.
I could never be
it
a
dilutes
sim.
the whole
Because the
relationship.
Sims, you can only have one best friend.
Right.
But, like
Right.
in real life, you can have more than
Kate is very popular.
What I heard
How
is
many
that
best friends do you have?
I have a lot of friends. I have one single best friend.
Sad.
what I just heard was that Kate has a lot of best friends, but we are not even friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
That's
we
what I
could
heard
have
too.
been acquaintances, but we're like work
Yeah. Work buddies.
Anyway, I can't wait to go to Austin to see my friend.
cubicle mates. Yeah. Finally, she can be amongst friends. Austin.
It's really hard being on tour not seeing my friends.
That's what I'm hearing.
This is so mean to me also. I feel very hurt by it.
Sydney, what friendless city are you most excited for?
Got no friends anywhere. I was going to say Austin, but Joe on the FOD yesterday, we were talking about cities that we were excited to go to. And I said Austin, and Joe was like, yeah, that tracks. And I didn't like the way he said that.
Explain yourself.
I didn't like the way he said that. So I'm changing my answer because I think that's the obvious answer. I've never been to Austin. I'm very excited. But the way you said it, I didn't like
Why
it.
is it obvious? I don't understand.
Because she's
it's
like
cool,
a South by
'cause,
person.
it's-
She's a South by person.
That is
She's
not-
like
You would
artist and a
assume you look at
creator
Sydney,
and-
you assume she's going to South by
Me?
every year.
I've
Oh
never
yeah,
been.
I go every year.
I've never been.
There
but-
goes literally-
I go every year. I go to Burning Man. I go to everything that you'd assume I go to looking at me.
Yep. Lollapalooza.
That's how I feel, Skid. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm changing my answer, and I'm going to say Vancouver, like Matthew, because I love the Pacific Northwest, love Portland, Seattle area. Never been to Vancouver. Very excited to go up north.
I've been to Austin a few times, and everybody's like, Austin, holy shit, Austin. Been there a bunch, and I'm like, All right.
But you've been there. I
Fine.
haven't.
It's totally fine.
Everybody, like 2 guys on Facebook.
Lots of people like Austin. Oh man. And they say, dude, Austin.
Oh, yeah.
When are we
It's
going to
fine.
Austin?
Again, I'm trying
what
to
time
get
of year?
specifics of numbers. here.
Austin, we're going looking at my spreadsheet. April.
April. It's right after Kansas City. We go from Kansas City right to
right,
Austin.
right.
Might not be warm enough to do the swimming holes. I was looking forward to the swimming holes in Austin. They're
You
known.
can swim in a hole.
Might be a tad bit cold. Moving on.
Kid, what's your favorite? Are you most excited to go back to Denver because it's not selling very well?
Well, that doesn't make me very
Steve,
happy.
can you fix
but,
that?
I definitely want to go. I'm looking forward to go back to Denver, especially because it'll be in the midst of the NBA playoffs. So there's a chance that I might be able to go. To
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about
playoff game.
that.
Go Nuggets.
What if it's Celtics Nugs in the finals?
See, I was telling my friend about it. He's like, he keeps saying, I hope you play the Celtics in the finals. Like, I don't, because I have to work with Troy LaValle, who's like one of the worst people to have a sports rivalry with, like that I could imagine. You could dream it up in a laboratory. It couldn't be worse.
Yeah.
So imagine having a team in the East. So you play his teams constantly.
No,
in
I
every
know.
sport.
See, like I don't.
The worst.
I feel so bad for you having to deal with that regularly. Like it never happens to me. Right? It never happens.
For you, it would only be the NBA Finals.
Right.
The last
That's
couple years that the Eagles were eliminated, I couldn't read some of the texts that I sent to Joe and his friends, making them feel as bad as possible.
Yeah. And I can't, I mean, with my particular neuroses and psychology, it could kill me. It could literally kill me.
I wouldn't do that to you.
And my friend is just like,
you
what if the Nuggets win? Like, what if they beat them? It's like, that would be great, but it wouldn't be worth the terror of maybe thinking they would lose.
Because we narrowly avoided this apocalyptic scenario last year. It was close.
Yeah,
And
I'm nervous for the sports results anyway, but I was so much more nervous watching the Celtics, like maybe they'll make it to the finals. I'm so fucking scared.
We were all
you're trying to
relieved.
yeah,
when the
that's
Celtics didn't make
exactly.
it to the
Like
finals.
that's exactly what I was just going to say. It's like this is what Troy does to you psychologically. He makes it so that even if you beat his team, you don't feel joy or happiness for having got back to. All you feel is like this shudder of relief.
It's just relief
that it's over.
Yeah.
and
Just
so
thank
and that's
God.
the highest you get. So it's just not worth.
It's like when
all
the shelling
load.
stops in World War I. That brief window of just like, that's all you get.
There have been times where we were on tour and pre-show, Troy would pull up a Celtics playoffs game in the dressing room, and he would be by himself in the corner on an iPad, just releasing streams of invective. And all of us would go into another room to get away from that toxicity.
I didn't think about this. We'll be in Denver and Nashville for most of that. Yeah.
That's wild.
So what cities are you looking forward to outside of June cities?
Well, I'm also looking forward to Boston again because I think my Uncle Bill might be coming.
Uncle Bill!
Very excited to have him be completely mystified.
Now, is this-
what we do, much like.
Let me ask you this. Is this your wife's uncle?
No.
Oh, it's your actual family.
My actual family.
Oh, that's cool.
It's good to
And
know.
he
What
would
if the uncle
probably
married in? Would that be actually? What if it was on Skid's side of the family, but the uncle married in? Does that meet your
Is this
standard?
a married-in uncle or is this a blood uncle?
You know what's funny?
Does your blood flow through your uncle's blood?
His last name is Mar, like my name, and his wife's maiden name is Mahar.
Oh,
So, yeah, Anne Elaine. I don't think she'll be coming.
Be fun if they did hyphenated because it would just sound like they were laughing.
They should, yeah.
Everybody get out of here. That's what they say at the end of the wedding.
The worst joke you've ever made. Pretty good. Still got me.
That's fun.
Worst thing I've ever heard.
They could have just taken her license and just like white out one of the E's and instead of going through the whole DMV.
I'm also really excited for Vancouver.
Oh, we're doing another loop?
Because I've never been, and because my wife's best friend lives there, aka my best
I
friend.
was going to say, AKA your family.
into
You're
it, best
just
friend.
making up.
We're basically family.
you know,
You're
it's
just making up that you have a best friend
It's
because
fu-
you
yeah.
feel weird about what I said.
you just said you had another best friend.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You're making
You're gonna have
this
to
up.
talk to your OG best friend.
They're gonna have to fight to the death. So
You know,
that's
it's
not one
funny.
left.
It's funny we're talking about Uncle Skid because my Uncle Bill on my wife's side also lives in Boston.
On your wife's side?
Yep, my Uncle Bill on my boy wife. On my
Wife.
boy wife's side, who works at the Paradise, who we've met.
Yes,
My Uncle Bill.
yes.
So my Uncle Bill should meet your Uncle Bill and fight to the death.
Well, they don't have to fight.
Battle of the Bills.
Battle of the Bills.
Definitely
Bills,
blood
yeah.
uncles after that.
They could open for us in Boston. Just an idea, Troy. Just spitballing.
Well, I was waiting for someone to ask me what I'm most excited for.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I always forget to ask you.
Troy.
I don't care.
I'm most excited for the end of this banter. Let's do it right after this break. And we're back. You know, over the past few weeks, I keep forgetting to thank our amazing sponsors. We got Norse Foundry. Obviously, they're featured a lot. Beautiful dice sets available now. And then there's Demiplane, and of course, Foundry VTT. Check them out. Check out. We got links in the descriptions. I don't know why I'm pointing here. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's nothing here.
There's nothing there.
The title of the episode. That's it. But if you keep going down, there's links there. Use those links.
Did your die just kiss?
Yes.
That was really uncomfortable.
Look over
Why?
here.
Why did you do that in front of everybody?
Joe, love is love.
Love is
Yeah, but love.
Dice
What's the
love.
matter with
But in
you?
the case of dice, love hurts. Like when Joe threw his die at my die.
Oh yeah, Joe wouldn't get
we're
it.
trying to get some good luck going. Mwah.
That's fun.
Yeah. It's not working. I just rolled a natural 1. I'm going to put that down.
I haven't recorded
Kiss
in a
of
while.
death.
You guys recorded in a while?
Yes,
We record Legacy
constantly.
all the
Yeah,
time.
4
you guys
days
are
a
on a
week.
lot of shows. I haven't recorded in a while. Kate and I recorded Time for Chaos. But even that was a couple weeks ago. So I'm out of practice being around people that aren't my children in life.
Bodes well for all of
So,
us.
first of all, how do you like the dark purple background?
I don't know how it looks on screen, but it looks
I'm
awesome.
liking
Love it.
Kind of sets a mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definite mood.
Spooky.
Feels like we're recording an episode inside a bottle of cough syrup.
That's
That
a
was the goal.
Grape flavored cough syrup.
Yeah.
Well, instead of cough syrup, you are in the first world. Last week, you fought and defeated a centaur. I think I said centaur at one point. I think you can use those interchangeably. And a Velsac auger, a little spinning blade ball of muscle and cord and one eyeball. You defeated them. As usual, Joe walked into the encounter assuming that it was a trick and you were all meant to die.
It had to be the weakest centaur in the history of armed and armored centaurs?
I mean, you were so convincing that you convinced Matthew into thinking it was an illusion, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
No, it was just a regular, balanced encounter for this party, and you defeated them like you do every single encounter.
That's not true.
Surprisingly, we had a harder time with the small metal ball than we did with the giant centaur woman full of plate armor and weapons.
Also, let's not forget the 2 hours of bloody surgery that had to happen after.
Oh.
That's true. In order to even be able to walk into the next room.
How's Talitha looking? Just like stitched up, Frankenstein-esque.
Stitches are gonna heal awful, like big scars.
Oh, big scars.
Yeah, field surgery like that. I looked, there was a question about the spell auger.
Oh.
And I did look it up, and it is in Player's Handbook, in the original AD&D Player's Handbook. It's augury in that book, 2nd level cleric spell. And they do use the terms wheel and woe, even though it's not like an official sort of technical term. They use the terms wheel and woe in the description of the spell.
In the description, yeah. I mean, I know the augury 1st edition spell had wheel or woe in it. I think that might even
It's in 2e.
carry over to 2e, but it's certainly out of the remaster.
Oh, it is.
I would imagine, because it's his original D&D. But anyways, you defeat them. And then you walk north, And there are, well, first of all, going back to that room, it seems like they're butchering people. There is meat hanging around that looks like human meat, humanoid meat. There are skulls that have been stripped of flesh like trophies. Now, it seems like this centaur not only was, some sort of lieutenant for Kaneepo or some sort of captain of the guard, but also was like a serial killer that first caught the attention of the Slim and was brought into this domain. So maybe these are her trophies. Maybe they're Kaneepo's trophies. Maybe it's something else that you don't even know about.
Are centaurs first world? They're not fey creatures, right? They're just. Are they?
You know, that's an interesting question. I feel like they
I thought they were just a race of.
might be.
I don't think they.
I mean, they seem
They're like
they seem
mythical.
fey adjacent, but I don't know if they're actually.
A lot of mythical type creatures, like in traditional myth, end up being kind of shoehorned into fae in fantasy
stuff like
games.
a manticore isn't a fae.
Oh, they're
A centaur has
they're
the
monsters.
trait. It has the trait beast.
Yeah, they're
which
monsters.
is typically natural, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're like associated with nature, but
Yeah.
maybe not to the extent that they would be considered like.
Can you play as a centaur?
I don't know if the current, version has that playability, but I don't see why you couldn't at some point.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
It's interesting that they're considered beasts, though, because they're quite humanoid, I would say. But
Except for
Except
the
for,
back,
except for the
half.
4 legs.
Yes.
sure, minus that one little detail and the tail.
Minus half their bodies.
Most of them are at least 7 feet tall and weigh more
Whoa.
than 2,000 pounds. And you killed one.
Well, I'm seeing now here in the bestiary that it's a creature 3, and I just never would have assumed that in a million
art
years.
made it
like
seem
the
like
size
the
and
boss.
the art, and it made it seem like it was like creature 7, right?
Yeah.
Like
She was also a badass. She's got a
Yeah.
helm, a big cloak,
Yeah.
steel shield, and a huge long sword. Anyways, you defeat her. You go up towards the northern part of this room, and there are 2 doors out, one to the north, one to the west. As you go to listen to the door to the west, it opens up into a long gallery of paintings that are more than just paintings. They're sort of animated, moving pictures, each painting telling a story that repeats itself over and over again, that seems to be showing the life of some very particular fey creature that you would assume is
Kaneepo.
Kaneepo the Slim. And there are a series of 10 paintings that really take you through it. I don't want to recount all of those paintings per se, but I'd really like to hear in your words what you think is going on here, because finally there is a lot of information being given. However, I'm curious how you see this tying into what you know so far.
Well, I just want to. My understanding of this was that these were like stories of Kaneepo's life painted after the fact, but we appear in the final painting.
You appear in the final painting.
Now that happened days ago?
Yeah.
So maybe
still after the fact.
Still after the fact. So maybe
But it's done very recently.
a very recent painting, or it was prophetic. So
Or prophetic. Sure.
unclear. That's one question I have.
Prophetic is way cooler.
Something
Also more terrifying.
Something that I took away, I mean, I wrote notes on all the paintings and stuff, but as Sydney too, just not knowing like the history of Galarian as a whole. So the Ayudara elf arches, like everything we've been trying to figure out about the gates, this creature, Kaneepo, is the reason why there seems to have been a curse on elven people and why they were dying, because it seemed like from these paintings, this creature was taking elves specifically and like murdering them. So to me, that's like an immediate, like, he either started the curse or the Inopula curse, or like that is the curse, that if you're an elf and you're in that area, this guy's traveling through these gates and like taking you. Just a thought. I don't know.
But it's also the why of that, because it's like he was experimenting on them.
Right,
And
like, what
then
is he
Yeah,
trying to
let's just
figure out?
real
Nowadays-
quick walk through what we saw.
But
Yeah.
with the nowadays of like him trying to take other people and saying they're not worthy, but it seems like the elves were worthy. So like,
But he
that's-
kept killing
so
them.
like, but like, why is he killing them if they're worthy?
There's
I
something
don't-
Well, this is what
I guess it's worth kind of going through.
Let's
the
just
things.
walk through real quick,
Okay.
and then I want to bring up the questions that we have after seeing it, because some of it is revelation, but some of it also brings up more questions. There's like right from the jump is like the creature
Yeah.
seems to be born
Yeah.
fully formed, made or something, created, whatever it is, and it has no natural beginning. or upbringing or anything like that. Then we see this creature hunting elves.
First,
right?
the next picture is you see it kneeling in front of this cloaked fae of chaotic darkness.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely.
Yeah.
Was it his creator?
The creature is kneeling in front of a cloaked fae
I assumed
creature.
it was a creator
That's
of
the
some
second.
kind.
Well, what is the exact description of this cloaked fae creature?
I think that was
Shows-
it.
Is it humanoid?
Shows this figure kneeling before this figure that seems to be made up of darkness.
So it's
like
just
it looks
sort
like a
of like
humanoid
a-
figure, a shape, and it's cloaked.
But it's all
but
just
like
blackness,
regal.
darkness.
It almost looks regal, and the figure that you see, this is probably Kaneepo, is like showing fealty to this.
To this, could this be Renalk?
Yeah, well, we didn't because we got the episode. We didn't
Count
get to do any
Renalk.
knowledge check. So can I do a knowledge check on that creature?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You do knowledge.
Arcana?
Nobility is still a John here. or not.
Nature, probably.
Joe, I didn't even.
No nobility, but I could do. But we can do anything.
History.
I don't have history. Is history?
You don't?
Is this no? Is history
How about
something?
first world lore?
Such an asshole.
That would be really perfect.
I can do Arcana. I can do nature. I can do occultism, society. I think history falls under society now.
I could. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Nature.
Is it nature?
No, society is separate.
You can roll nature. It's anything with the first world. You can roll nature.
Yeah.
No. I'm trying not to roll nature. It's my worst knowledge.
Oh. Well, I'll roll it then.
I'll roll nature.
I crush nature every day.
I'm awesome at it.
That doesn't sound very ecologically.
It did. As it came out, I was like, that
crush
sounds bad.
nature.
That's the motto of the DuPont Corporation.
All right, real quick recall knowledge on nature. That is a 23 on this figure.
Right.
Because to me, Ramius is definitely something is starting with this creature. F. Kaneepo is kneeling to it.
It was nice. Those dice are really nice.
Yeah, these are Norse Foundry, baby.
Are they new?
No, they are old. These are old, Sir Will's dice.
Oh.
Yeah. Rose quartz, gorgeous Norse Foundry die.
Thinking back to some of the literature you perused in the Quaking Stacks, you seem to recall a description similar to what you're seeing here that matches that of Count Renalk.
So this is the. So who banished him, whatever. All right, that brings up another thing. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
that's interesting.
Then we see him hunting elves.
Yep.
Well, first he comes upon the gnawed corpse of a human holding a strange carved leaf.
Shade with her key.
Takes that leaf, traces back where this person came from, and finds 7 arches.
The true 7 arches.
The true 7 arches.
But he's coming from the shadow plane, or he's coming from the first world.
Coming from
Assume, yeah.
Nighthold, presumably. That's
Traces
Count Renalk.
this to what looks like 7 arches.
Yeah.
And then in the next painting, hunting elves and gorging itself on their shadows, capturing them, experimenting on them, clearly trying to do something very particular, and failing and killing them in the failure.
And then
The
elves bring like these heralds together, like these great warriors together to suppress this murderer.
And drag him back.
And they capture him successfully. They drag him back to the first world, presumably through the gates,
Imprison him in
and then
this
imprison
trump,
him
this
in this stump.
And they take the key back.
And then they take the Shade Wither key back and say, you're staying here forever, for all eternity. And then,
like a creepy child.
presumably at this point, they close the gates and they say you can't go through the gates anymore, maybe?
Well, yeah, they take the key from him and they probably seal the gates with the Shade Wither key. And then he, like a
Maybe,
creepy
yeah.
child, starts playing with shadows, growing in power, figuring out that they can manipulate the shadow stuff. And then
Their
they're able,
realm growing as well during this time.
and they escape because they grow their realm until it like kind of breaches back in,
And Thinlands Farms.
and it's Thinlands Farms most likely.
But during this time, which presumably takes millennia that he's playing with the shadow stuff, the elves leave Galarian.
Yes. Because when he returns, it's all human.
When he is... Now, does he...
Now talk about the elves leaving, because this is something from
This is
Galarian
Galarian
history
lore.
that like we just assume everyone knows, but go into that a little bit.
Elves are aliens. They are not from Galarian, like in Galarian lore. Like, they're from another planet.
They're from Castrovel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of Venus.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where they're from.
They're from another planet, and they had settled here for some time, but then they predict starfall, right?
They knew Starfall was coming. This like cataclysmic event that destroyed the
an
Atlantean
asteroid
Empire.
hitting the Earth.
Yeah, Atlantis, like they sunk Atlantis. They knew it was coming, so they all took off.
So they said, we have to leave. My people are leaving these shores, right? So they have to leave, and some elves stay behind. And this is the Galarian lore behind what would become the Drow, is the elves that sought shelter underground. And then, bam, Earthfall happens. Many thousands of years pass, and at some point we think during this period, Kaneepo is able to at least project his consciousness into the material plane and start hunting again. But the elves are gone.
And he's upset. He's like,
yes.
he wanted the elves again.
But there are elves still on Galarian.
Right,
that aren't
because they
drow.
returned, but not en masse. Like some returned, and they returned to find, things like the Obnubilant Curse. They returned to find things like some of their major cities, like completely overrun by either drow or other creatures, and they become enemies. And so it's part of the elven lore, I believe, of the setting is like they're still fighting for some of their original cities.
But tell me that this doesn't feel directly related to the Obnubilant Curse. They leave this weird, shadowy creature experimenting on elves, and then when they come back, they can't go through these gates.
Well, it's also a suspicion. Like this AP is for the first time making me wonder if that was ever real.
That's my thought.
Or if the Obnubilant Curse was just an edict handed down by the elves to
stay away.
prevent anyone from ever going in.
Maybe
and
that's how Kaneepo was
Totally.
accessing the elves somehow, like using the gates, and then he'd be able to get his little tendril hands.
So they were like, if we
Experiment.
leave the gates, no problem.
That's what I'm wondering. Is it something in the consuming of the elves' shadows and his experiments? Is that allowing him to access through the gates back into our plane?
Well, basically, to continue with these paintings, though, the elves are gone. He starts taking just people from the first world.
From our world.
From our world, bringing them to the first world, whatever. Then he finds Bolon
Recruiting
in the woods.
Gorgas, recruiting other creatures to help him hunt.
To hunt.
And he finds
people.
Bolon.
And he's experimenting on them, it seems, in the same exact way as he was
Very
experimenting on these
similar.
elves.
He's looking for something.
He's looking for something and always failing, and in a rage just destroying and killing everyone because he's not finding what he wants.
like a child. But then he finds Bolon.
It's therapy.
He sees Bolon, and he basically goes to Bolon in the woods and instructs Bolon, like gets him on his team to go get the Shade Wither key.
And then presumably Bolon brings the
Does
Shade Wither
it.
key, and now he's got it.
But then the final painting was not of anything that we've seen because we were in it. It was us.
Were we?
Yes. Well,
Remember Asta being in it?
okay, that's rude.
Who's we?
Is we here?
Wow.
The main characters were.
Oh, we're speaking French.
The main
We're
characters.
speaking French
Who's
now.
to say Asta wasn't also in the woods watching this?
The original Broadway cast?
The original.
Oh my.
Not the touring cast.
So rude.
This is the original cast, the Tony-winning cast.
Original
Was-
soundtrack cast.
Yeah.
But Lucky was in it, and it's us fighting the Oak Stewards, the unicorn.
At the unicorn event.
and then in the background,
Is Kaneepo laughing at Lucky releasing the unicorn? Like an idiot.
Remember that?
I saved us.
She's not worthy.
I can't believe. For 1,000 years that painting has been up, and I'd be like, no one would ever do that. No one would ever do that. I couldn't believe what had happened.
Little do you know, we're going to laugh about this years later when we finish this campaign, because I probably changed the course of the entire AP by that one decision, that butterfly.
You may be right.
Well, guess who's not in the court of Kaneepo the Slim?
Lucky.
Yeah, you missed Kate's comment where she said she wasn't worthy.
Oh, sorry, it was right
It
there.
was really funny.
You're not making any more best friends right now.
Oh, Losing them left and right.
All right, so let me I just want to throw out a couple questions that this brought up for me. And I think the answers are, we don't know, but I want to see if I'm missing anything. So
you sent a text to me like, oh, so much. After we all re-listened at least to the last 10 minutes yesterday, and you were sending a text to me like, everything was revealed. And I remember looking at that text and being like, nothing was revealed.
I said we got a ton of information.
Ton of information.
Like hard information, but it also opens up other questions. So here are my questions to you. See if you know any of these. Who or what created Kaneepo?
Count Renalk.
The guy.
So
yeah.
your working theory is that Count Renalk created him?
It seems like he's pledging fealty, which suggests to me that he wasn't a creation, but maybe not.
But to me, it's like classic weird, like a homunculus type thing, like created this horrible entity that like lashes out like a child, like does all this weird stuff, making friends and the little Gorgas and stuff. Feels very childlike to me, like brand new, born and created. That's what it seems like to me.
Okay, like having a tantrum.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you saying then this question would have no like concrete or logical answer? How or why did the elves become his hated enemies?
I think because they were there.
So there's no real reason.
Well, they had something, whatever it is
he
that he wants. He thinks at least that they had it.
But do we think that Count Renalk told him to do this?
Yes.
So maybe the source of this elvish hatred comes from Count Renalk?
I mean, is it possible that it all has to do with accessing our plane? Because the Ayudara are called elf gates.
Yeah, I think that's probably at the root of all this, is that the elves had the technology, the magic, to be able to move between worlds in a way that that's something that might be what they're after. Like they created the Ayudara, they're able to move between like these two planets in the solar system with ease. I mean, maybe that's part of what it is.
Maybe what he's looking for, the worthy thing, is like what we are, Gatewalkers. Like maybe there are other people
who can do this
accidentally. Maybe they just didn't know they could do it.
There's something about us that allows us to do the same thing without having meant to.
Yeah.
But there's also this theme of people being chosen who are not Gatewalkers. Mm-hmm. Almost everybody has not been Gatewalkers.
And as if they could be made worthy if they
Right.
did
But we weren't
things.
presumably we weren't made Gatewalkers just by the fact that we walk through them, right? If there's something innate that allows us to transverse worlds.
So the question to what is he looking for in the people he abducts and experiments on is we do not know at all, right?
Right.
Sounds like
We have no idea what he's looking for.
No.
And then why doesn't he abduct like a disproportionate amount of elves? Like elves are around.
Not a lot though, right? They're still pretty.
I mean, as many as are in our games, right?
Maybe
like
he
as
is.
many, like so
And
they're
maybe
around.
he only
Maybe
has
he is.
access
Or even
to the
half
gates
elves.
by seven arches, and there's not a lot of elves there because they were told about the curse and therefore stay away.
That's true. I mean, we definitely experienced that with Zephyr when we first went in.
So do we think this is a big question that is not on my list that I didn't think of before? But do we think that his influence is always has to be within range of an Ayudara? Or like, can he move
Seems like
literally
within range of
anywhere
7
in the
archers.
world?
I think it needs to be close to the thin lands too.
So it's
like where
there is a
came in
physical
to
like
the material plane.
Here's
it's
my
only
big-
going to be people in this region that are experiencing these kind of nightmares from him, or
It's where he's been able to extend his realm.
And maybe
Here's-
that burst of the gate time was just like he had this burst of power where he could just affect all the gates at once.
Well, this is the big question
Well,
I
that-
want to know is this your question?
the missing
the last
moment.
one. What does any of this have to do with the night of the missing moment and the gates opening worldwide at once?
You want to know my theory, my like meta storyteller theory as opposed to like player in the game theory is that actually Kaneepo did not cause the missing moment.
I don't think he did
that's
either.
what I think.
I don't think he did either.
Yeah.
I almost feel like
This is
maybe
just like a book one plot.
It seems like he's taking. It seems like it gave him maybe some means and opportunity or a renewed vigor in his search for the Shadewither key, but maybe didn't actually have any causal relation.
I feel like maybe it's more of an elven thing, like you said. Like the elves have this innate ability to travel between worlds, and maybe it was like, I don't know, like old ancient engine technology, like whatever was happening, it fired off, and all these gates opened up. But I don't think it's Kaneepo.
And I have one more suspicion that this is also kind of like a classic storytelling one that is going to go way back, which is we are being presented with this as if Count Renalk and Kaneepo are these, horrendously evil people that are hunting down and killing elves. And I think at some point we'll reveal like, what the elves did
The elves did some terrible
to
things
Count
them.
Renalk.
Yeah.
Like they must have done something.
Well, he's known as like the
Just-
king of betrayal. So it's like, what did he do?
Lord
Yeah,
of
does it all
Betrayal.
start and stop with him? Maybe.
Yeah.
But like my suspicion is like the elves did some shady shit that's
You're-
not in the record.
How many of us think that Count Renalk is going to be elven? I think so.
Oh, that's
Well, all we know, the only adjective I have applied to them, beside the Lord of Betrayal, is exotic.
Oh. I have Lord of Betrayal, exiled to the Shadow Plane. I should add exotic. Hold on. Exotic.
How many people think Count Renalk is the final boss of the Gatewalkers adventure?
That's a
It's
red
a little
herring.
early.
That's a red herring.
It's a little early.
It's a 3-book, John.
It is a 3. Well, actually, yeah, that's true. Maybe it is. Maybe he is.
I don't think so.
I think it's book 1. Maybe book 1.
You want to know what I think? Count Renalk is dead. He formerly ruled over Nighthold.
He was exiled.
To Nighthold.
To Nighthold.
Oh, to here.
Yes.
And ruled Nighthold.
But you think he's dead?
Yeah, because I'll read the text I have. And
Well,
Troy,
exiled
if I'm-
from where?
I think our world.
I'm going to read. This is what we learned with the Quaking Stacks. There was a small footnote in the volume of Pathfinder Chronicles about the First World. It was about what we first learned the name of Nighthold. It is the shadowy realm of Nighthold, once ruled by the exotic exiled Count Renalk.
Oh.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't rule it anymore.
I know, but this is what he ruled. Where was he
Yes.
exiled to?
No, he was exiled
Exiled to here,
to here, ruled it.
ruled
And
it,
then-
and then now
Presumably
doesn't
has
anymore.
died.
That's how I read that sentence.
Oh.
Wait, read the sentence one
I
more
read
time.
the sentence that he was ruling it and then was exiled from
Yeah, read it
Nighthold.
one more time.
All right, so this is a colorless forest located in the shadowy realm of Nighthold, once ruled by the exotic exiled Count Renalk.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I
he
read
was
that-
exiled from somewhere else
I-
to here
from our plane to
and
there.
once ruled it.
That's how I read it.
All right, so he is a red
Maybe I'm
herring.
wrong.
Somebody else rules it. Interesting.
I assume that Kaneepo is now.
Yeah, maybe he
It's his son.
well, if he would have killed him, if it would have been like a, fratricide sort of thing or something like that, like it would have been in the painting.
Yeah, it was once
Don't you think? The
ruled
story of the life of Kaneepo.
by the Count, and then after the dimension fell apart.
And what's her name describes this as the court of Kaneepo.
Captain Salah.
Because Captain Salah, the court of Kaneepo, which sort of implies
It's his.
almost a royal designation.
Well, the stump could be his domain, his castle, and this Nighthold could have it. There could be a bigger castle somewhere.
Yeah.
there could be a bigger stump somewhere.
I feel like we know so much,
Always a bigger stump.
but
It's always a bigger stump.
It also this whole
We're gonna need a bigger stump.
this whole thing also definitely reminds me of the plot of Baldur's Gate 2, which is although kind of reversed, because this guy like doing these experiments on elves is sort of a reversal of what happens at Baldur's Gate 2. But so there may be some answers to be found
Ooh.
in the court of Am.
Okay.
So yeah, it answers some questions, kind of, but obviously opens up more, asks more.
should we? So to take us back to reality of where we are right now.
Yeah.
Talitha, let me live in my fantasy world, please.
This is reality.
It's
Greg.
real if I say it is. Asta and Talitha are looking at this painting together. And to the north of us, at the end of this long hallway where we've been looking at all these paintings, is a door.
Another door.
And that's it. That's the only other way it seems to move on in this weird tree stump that we're in.
Or there's
there's two.
There's two doors.
There's also another to the north by Brother Ramius.
the other room we were in. We chose.
Oh, right. We went in. Sorry, my bad. There are two doors then. So then Asta turns to the group and she says, "This has been enlightening and also terrifying. Is this," and she looks at Zephyr and points to the painting. "That's lucky, right?
You said you were there.
I didn't get to see them.
That's not you, with a shadowy figure in the back.
That's not me. I didn't get to see them too closely.
Yeah. Yep, that's our friend.
I mean, Brother Ramius is going to obsessively look at this painting. 'Cause
Yeah,
this
is there? I'm trying to
this
think.
is horrible.
Is there any other check I can roll?
Yeah,
on?
is there a check to see how old it is?
an alchemy check?
Yeah, who has
Crafting.
a relevant skill?
Crafting?
Crafting? I don't know if anyone has any art skills.
I have crafting.
No, not like art lore or anything like that.
I'll sniff the paint.
Yeah.
Natural 5. 13.
It's very hard to tell, especially where it's moving.
Well, what about like What about a basic perception? These paintings are here. This painting is here. Does it look new, or does it look exactly the same in terms of its, frame or whatever? Do things age at all, or are they all identical?
I mean, he's looking at the crafting, and you don't really notice anything.
That's good. That's a 25. I don't know.
What is that number?
Sorry?
I don't know. It's a 25. Just it compared to the other paintings, does it seem like newly hung?
They seem like they were created at the same time.
Okay.
Can I take the paint? Does the painting move? Can I lift? Is it like a frame?
You lift the painting off the wall.
Can everybody get in the hallway if you're gonna, or get out of the hallway, one or the other?
Just like went to ignore me with his hand.
No, I went to just wipe the stress away from my eyebrow.
So Asta grabs the paint.
I just want to move it.
Smashes it over her leg.
He just wants to shift it.
I want to see if I can look behind it. Like
You grab the painting
Yes.
with your hands, and you go to shift it, and you can take it right off the wall. It seems like it was placed on a hook.
okay, and I look at the back. It's just like a
Command hook.
Asta, what are you doing?
I don't know how many galleries you've been in
Never.
your
No,
forest
not
life,
one.
so this is very strange to you. But
This is interesting. Should we keep it?
It's
Put it back, I think.
seems like a magical painting.
Is it still moving?
Might be a
I
prophecy.
don't. Is it still moving?
Is it still moving?
yeah,
It's still moving.
still repeating that sequence over.
Very unnerving. And I hang it back up. It's a little crooked.
Talitha writes.
There's a scene in Twin Peaks, the first season, that I don't want to spoil if you've never seen it, but in the whole thing is like, who killed Laura Palmer, right? And so very early on, I think in the first episode, the mother goes up to the bedroom and realizes that Laura Palmer's gone, and then she runs back down. And so like in the future episodes, she's constantly like reliving. You see the ceiling fan, you see her running up the stairs, going into the bedroom. I'm getting chills just thinking about this, because it was like one of the most remarkable things I'd ever seen at the time. And she's just reliving it. And one point she's like drinking or she's thinking, and she's reliving it again. And it like scans through the bedroom, and you see something that has been there the entire time that you didn't see. And she just like starts screaming. And the actress that plays her is so interesting looking, and her scream is so blood curdling and like grotesque. And you just,
She's great.
that's kind of what the feeling I get when you see Kaneepo watching you, because you were there at that scene.
Stay a long time.
And you were thinking, you were probably reliving that scene, and now you're reliving that scene, and like, there was someone watching.
Have you seen Tar?
No, same thing. I know there's dream sequences in there, right? Or
I don't want to say anything, but there's you should watch it. Watch it more than once.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I guess, is there a way to tell, like,
I don't have time to watch it once.
Movies like that, I'm like, that seems good. And so I just read the synopsis. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a good movie.
That was good.
That's what I do with Tar.
Well, then you missed out on a considerable amount.
I know.
It's
I imagine.
it's so good.
It's very good.
so there's two different doors now that go the same direction to the north.
Let's keep going this way.
Down the creepy hallway.
I agree.
I want to find what's past these paintings.
Talitha will listen at the door. Okay. True tweener. 18.
Nothing.
Joe and I were doing a little dance.
We were
kept-
dancing.
We kept hitting the same spot.
Token dance.
Asta is behind Talitha.
Talitha.
You can get in front of me. That way you have a cleaner shot. Yeah.
I have my bow out.
Talitha will open the door.
Talitha opens the door. Kunk. You see a circular shaped chamber, smaller than the one that you fought the centaur in, about maybe the same size as the one you fought the tooth fairy swarm. There are jars of pigment and canvases in the process of being stretched, lining the walls of what looks like an artist's studio.
There is
Oh.
nothing more evil.
And an artist.
This is true.
Kaneepo made the paintings? That's even worse.
There is an easel in the center of the room.
Oh, great.
It could have been the
With-
centaur lady.
Wait, it's in the centaur of the
It's
room?
in the centaur of the room.
No, not another one.
There's an easel balanced on top of the centaur in the middle of the room. It's nude. Posing. There's an easel in the room, and there's obviously must be some sort of painting on it, but it's covered by a sheet.
Now we get to find out if these are prophetic or not.
This is a horror movie. This is so scary.
This is definitely a horror. Yeah.
In the western portion of the room, there's a bunch of like blankets on the floor. Looks like someone might be sleeping there, perhaps.
There's our monster.
They're not drop
Our
cloths.
monster
They're
artist.
like, it's a bed.
Yeah, the blankets are all piled up weirdly. Like, it doesn't look comfortable. And then there's another door leading east.
Portrait of Dorian Gray. Calling it right
We
now.
gotta look at that painting.
Are any of you stealthy?
I am.
I believe I am too.
Good, the stealthy ones among us.
+8.
Sneak a look at that
Oh,
painting.
whoa, you're real stealthy.
That's my whole thing.
I'm only +3. If anybody's stealthier, they
I'm
can.
+6. I can.
All right.
So
both
we
fine.
want to stealth and like
Just
be
in
careful.
case, yeah, just so we can take a look at that painting before whoever it is wakes up. If there is,
Oh, we think someone's sleeping in the room?
We think that pile of lumpy blankets might be something bad.
Perhaps stow your bow and sneak in.
just take a look at the painting.
Can I like watch the blankets for a second? Is it moving?
No. There's no time.
I was going to say, give me a perception check, but Joe said no.
I will do a perception check staying at the door at the blank.
Go in there alone as quickly as possible.
Natural 17, 24.
Watch the blankets. If there's something breathing under there, you don't see any movement.
All right.
I'd like to sneak up and.
Buggles, you have to be brave.
I will.
You going to come with me?
Come with
He's
you,
already
Zephyr.
going.
Oh my god. He's shaking
Look
as
at
he walks
Skid, he's
in.
walking.
He's walking.
Okay.
He's walking.
So we both sneak in towards the painting.
Oh my God. Brother Ramius will move up to the door next to Talitha.
Okay, give me a stealth checks, dual stealth checks.
24 for Buggles.
Natural 4.
There we go.
All right, so Buggles, you're very quiet. However, Zephyr, you, as you're sneaking in the room, you kind of look towards Buggles and you kick a paint can, and the can just goes like all across the room and hits the back wall. Ding, 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 ding. Nothing happens.
God, why are artists so messy? It's obviously not my fault.
Fucking artist, man.
Yeah.
I put my bow
Brother
away.
Ramius from the doorway says, because they're the worst.
This party hates artists.
Take them.
Some might consider you a person who makes art for a living, if you consider these podcasts.
No. We mean like painters,
Yeah, we hate painters.
like visual artists,
We are
Definitely.
real artists.
Yeah, real artist.
thespians.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hope you vomit in your mouth a little bit from that.
Hated saying that. So yeah, I put my bow away and we walk up to the painting and I guess we'll look together, Buggles?
Yeah.
On the count of 3.
Okay. 1, 2,
Counting very fast.
3.
Guys, grab the sheet and pull it down. And we'll see you right after this break.
Dirty!
Still relying on digital dice rollers for your random number generating needs? There has to be a better way. Now, there is. With the new Glass Cannon Podcast Campaign 2 cast dice sets, you can generate random numbers right on the table. No more hassling with smartphone apps or programs on the internet. No more judgmental stares from the Matthews of the world. And now when you meet that special someone out at the club on a Friday night and they ask you if you own any sets of gemstone dice, you can say yes on your way to Sextown. Get your Glass Cannon Podcast Campaign 2 cast dice set today at glasscannonnetwork.com/store. But order now, quantities are extremely limited. Except for Joe Dice. We have plenty of Joe Dice.
The sheet hits the floor, and you see a half-finished painting
It is depicting this same figure, who you now assume to be Kaneepo the Slim, sitting on a leafy wooden throne. All of the colors aren't in yet, though, so it's like half drawn, some sketched, but moving like the other images, animated. So like sometimes the colors rush in, but still don't like fully fill in the image. At the feet of this figure are sketched in forms of elves writhing in agony and dying at the feet of this fey creature. And they're just like, it's moving slowly, but they're sketched in. There's very little color except for that of blood, the kind of running in rivulets between this mound of bodies. But the magics that animate these drawings start to change the sketch. The first thing that you see is among these elves dying at its feet, other races, other ancestries begin to emerge, joining the carnage. Dead humans writhing in agony, dead dwarves, dead gnomes, all manner of creatures, not just elves. But you also notice that this fey figure is changing as well. Not quite aging per se, as in like from the first picture to the 10th picture, every time you saw it, it never quite changed, but almost as if it's expiring.
Oh, that's what it's searching for.
And it disappears from the throne, and a new figure is being sketched in to replace it. But the sketch ends before you can see who or what is replacing the figure in the throne. And you would think this is probably the next picture to be placed.
Was there room for
gallery.
this picture in the gallery?
He's still
So
trying
he's
to
looking
find someone
for a
who's
successor.
But on the throne is Kaneepo.
Yeah, this same figure that you assume is Kaneepo in all those other pictures.
Looking for a successor, or is he going to kind of, like a phoenix, rise again? And
Right, like elven longevity, like they're...
Yeah, maybe that's why he was tracking down these elves. He's looking for the secret of...
But the worthy, like the finding someone who's worthy.
worthy to replace him as
Yeah.
he expires.
So weird.
But did this already happen? Or is this...
It's changing. I don't think it's happened yet. This is what the future would be. Like not only elves, but all these other races. Like if he's able
Well, the
to...
sketched in figure has not been sketched in yet. It
Right.
could be Talitha.
Well,
Probably is.
If you think about how he was born fully formed. So I guess with Kaneepo expiring, there's like something there where he needs to find someone worthy to like transform. And that was what we saw being born. It was whoever Kaneepo was before being reformed.
Oh, into Kaneepo.
Into Kaneepo.
So it could have been
2.0.
could have been a person. No, she's saying like it could have been a person, but then they were changed into like this shadowy fey creature. That's interesting.
Is there a fight in the room? No, as in, is there any immediate danger that
There's blood on the
that
floor.
they notice?
I think that's paint.
Oh.
That's red paint.
Lick it.
Nothing has emerged to attack them.
All right.
Talitha is going to
Brother
walk in the
Amius will
room.
slowly walk in.
And Talitha wants to examine the blankets and search them, make sure there's no one in there.
Okay. Give me a perception check. You start pulling through and you don't see anything.
Natural one.
No.
I want to look at the paint. Because
I
these-
pull all the blankets up just in case there's anything underneath.
All right. Give me a perception check there, Kate.
Because the pictures are moving and Natural 1.
Wow.
Wow.
Dude, last episode, this episode, when is it going to be my time? Joe, I hate this feeling.
It's awful. It's awful.
When's it gonna be my time?
Well, if everybody's going to examine that stuff, Brother Amos is going to move to the other side of the room, to the door on the eastern side. And he's just going to get near it. He's looking back at everybody. They're all working on stuff, and he's just going to like listen at that door just to make sure nothing is on the other side of it or might come in after us. Right. So quick perception on that, 18.
Nothing.
All right, and he's watching everybody else.
Is there anything else in the room that doesn't seem to fit? Like it's an artist studio, but like...
There's a lot of painting supplies that seem pretty ordinary.
I'm going to help Talitha. I'm going to walk over and also just look around that area, do a perception. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not. Natural 3.
And you failed another silent one off camera, didn't you?
Yeah.
I know, I heard you roll a few
I rolled
times.
a 4, and then I switched die, and I was like, now I'll say I'm going to do a perception.
So Austin's all over.
I like to check my dies and see which ones are hot. None of them.
None of them are hot.
All right, I guess there's nothing here.
I also kick the blankets. And
Yeah, I mean, I pull up the blanket.
Yeah, pull them up.
I trip a little.
What about the painting?
I don't understand art.
What about the painting?
What about it?
Buggles?
It's unfinished.
Have you touched it?
I like it.
No, just the blanket. Should
Like it.
Buggles, what's your criticisms of it? Do you have any thoughts?
Well, it's sort of claustrophobic, isn't it? The frame is like a prison for the figure within.
I never would have thought of that.
No frame.
The composition, really, drawing us up from the dead, writhing bodies of the elves toward Kaneepo. And
Yes, the eyes are drawn up towards this figure. That's
But it doesn't follow the golden ratio, which really speaks to the artist's knowledge. It's subverting the idea.
Subverting the
yes.
goal.
Ah, yes, they're flattening the planes in such a way as to...
I think we should steal it.
Okay. Okay. I take it.
Brother Amius is looking closely at all the figures on the bottom. I know it's probably very small, but does he recognize any figures in the bottom that are writhing in pain? Anyone we know, or any of us, or anything like that? He's like looking really close at. When you look really close at a painting, it's always weird. It's like there's nothing there. Right. But I'm curious.
Yeah, you start staring, and you're taken back to the Abbey. And just seeing people at the bottom of the stairs reaching up towards you, their faces melting back at the painting. Seeing that same figure, but not anyone you know.
Shall we move? Keep moving?
Hold on.
Asa's got a giant painting. She's stoked.
Hold on.
Katana.
How big is the painting?
It's like, you have to carry it like
You're making it too big for me to take it.
It's a big painting.
You're making it too big.
I just, if you want to carry it, it's 2 hands.
I'm gonna pull it off the framework.
Okay.
Just the canvas, and roll it up, and put it in my belt.
I was going to see if we could add paint to it, but you know what? Let's just take it with us. I like that.
All right, Talitha will listen at the door. Matthew will change dice.
Okay. Brother Ramus was at the door, really listening. Didn't hear anything. Talitha,
you can't listen with the magnifying glass.
You're right. You try.
Talitha puts the magnifying glass.
Hand Zephyr the magnifying glass.
Jeez.
The coast is large.
All right.
The coast is close.
Have you been listening this whole time with just perception?
Yeah.
I haven't listened yet.
What do you listen with?
I haven't listened yet.
I listen with occultism.
Oh my
What you rocking with, Kate?
God.
The rage that fills my tiny body almost knows no bound. Natural 2.
My goodness.
What is wrong with
get him
us?
out.
Can we? Pull back the curtain. We're scheduled to record another episode later. Can we not?
Can we not? Wait,
We should do this on a
Imagine you're
luckier
listening
day.
and you like fall on the door. And
I'll listen too.
Here we go.
Did you roll your tiny die?
21. Yeah, I rolled my teeny tiny Norse Foundry pixie die.
Slightly breaded. Slightly breaded? Slightly
breaded?
better.
Lightly breaded?
Slightly breaded.
Sounds like
breaded.
sounds like a bakery in there.
Sounds like a egg parm sandwich. Egg parm sandwich.
First thing you notice is the door is slightly breaded.
Oh.
But no, you rolled slightly better than Brother Ramius's 18. I combined brother and better. to breaded.
Have another roll, breader boy.
Another roll, breaded door. Nothing. You don't hear anything.
Okay, let's go. Coast is safe, clear,
Après vous.
and tasty.
Who goes, who opens?
Asta will open the door.
Shkakunk.
My bow is away.
Asta you.
Bow is away.
Funny, Buckles. I've never heard that.
Asta you.
This is an interesting little room. You see ladders connecting the floor of this 2-story
It's a library.
library.
Oh.
That's what those little marks
Do they
are.
slide? Oh, I love it. I love
love
it.
it.
They
Sliding
do
up.
slide. There's 3 separate balconies
Awesome.
above, and you see books.
Brother Ramius, you're going to love this
Scrolls, scattered pages crammed every which way
Is that books?
into the shelves, and the stacks that are carved directly from the trunk of the tree.
Oh, that sounds great.
There is a chandelier up above. Chandelier up above that has like fireflies in it lighting the room.
Oh.
And it's a domed ceiling about 30 feet high. And including the door you're walking into, there are several other doors leading out, 2 to the east, 1 to the west, the way you came in, and another one to the south.
Which should presumably lead back to the dining hall where we fought the centaur, right?
You would think that that would lead to that you had an option to go north or south. Yeah, you would think that probably does that.
This is incredible.
Let's park here for a day and do some reading, eh, Brother Ramius?
Seriously, this would be far better than paintings.
As Asta
To answer the
steps
questions we have.
right there, a creature jumps out
Whoa!
from behind.
We were
the
gonna
stack.
read.
Why were you?
We're actually going rogue in this room too. Like I climbed up one of the ladders. We're just bopping all around
That's a
the
great
room.
place to be shooting down from.
Just
Asta legitimately was looking for like gilded book covers, just like walking along the wall, just not listening to
Just gonna
anybody.
make a cup of tea, sit down in the stacks, read some stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry that I walked into the room to make space for my party in this narrow library entrance.
You're right, there's plenty of space between you and all of us.
It is really close quarters here with the way the shelves are and
close
the way the
quarters.
room is shaped. As you come around the corner, a creature that no doubt heard that can being kicked across the room, hiding behind one of the shelves, jumps out directly at you. It is an insectoid-looking creature. Has a multicolored carapace that seems to have like multicolored runes all over it. It has 2 sets of arms, 2 long arms that hang from its shoulders and 2 smaller arms jutting from its abdomen.
Oh.
It's over 7 feet tall.
Oh, wait a minute.
it's a rune bug.
Could that be the ones from
Whoa, it just got bright in
that
here.
be that alien?
And it looks like
What alien?
This ancestry, it seems, is in Starfinder.
this.
Oh.
Ooh.
No, it's
oh,
not.
no.
Oh my!
Oh my god, it's got a
goodness.
big thorax.
There's a lot going on.
Roll for
Whoa, it's
initiative.
gorgeous. Wow, so many colors.
And it glows.
It's a huge multicolored,
Yeah, as it comes-
insectoid with 4 arms.
As it comes from around the corner, its glow fills the room.
It looks, yeah, the runes. It's got like all these colorful neon runes all over its body.
I like its pose. It's like, ta-da!
Yeah.
I've arrived.
Surprise!
All right. Let's talk initiative. Brother Ramius.
27.
27 for Ramius. Very good. Very good. Talitha.
24.
24.
Nice, Talith. Nice.
Also good. Buggles.
21.
21. Okay. And Zephyr.
7.
Jeepers.
Wow.
Bolus Zephyr rolls a 7. And Asta.
21 as well.
21. It won't surprise you that I rolled a 29. I rolled higher than all of you.
30, 20, 30.
You have to be kidding me.
I mean, I literally use the automatic roller to set these initiatives. All right, so
What's this thing's perception?
it's very high. I also
course.
rolled really well.
Of course it is.
All right, so here's
thing-
what happens.
that helps.
This thing comes out, and you all are. How close are you to this thing? Let's see. Buggles is obviously the furthest away, 25 feet. All right, so what it's going to do is it's going to take a step right south of Asta, so like a step to avoid any attacks of opportunity, and then it does a 2-action.
Wait, you just did a step that would that would make me do an attack of opportunity?
The jump out was that wasn't a move. That was like pre-combat. It came out into your thing.
Okay.
And now we've started combat.
You don't have AOs anyway, do you?
I know, but I'm just saying what you said was wrong.
It's the principle.
No, a step does not provoke an
step
attack of
doesn't
opportunity.
provoke it.
My question was, there's nothing that does provoke an attack of opportunity, or that has an attack of opportunity around it. So I was
Yeah, I don't know what her attack
Got it.
situation is. And then all of these runes, these bioluminescent runes on its body, start to flare with intense, colorful light, and then it's just like a photograph, just poof, comes out at all of you. Everyone roll a fortitude
I
save.
was wondering
Wait,
if it was
I'm behind a
behind us.
bookshelf. I have no line of sight or line of effect to this creature. I'm directly behind a bookshelf. So if you're telling me it can hit me with something visual, then like...
It would be everyone but Brother Ramius.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, based on where everyone's in the room.
Not great.
So it's like, what do I see? Just like a multicolored, like
You see this thing
explosion
like
all around?
it goes around the bookshelf on all sides, and you just notice all of them kind of wince.
Okay.
What did you roll, Talitha?
15.
15. Zephyr.
27.
You were due.
Natural
there
20.
she is.
You were due. Okay. Asta.
24.
24 and Buggles.
23.
23. Okay. The three of you. What did you roll again?
15.
14. The three of you are dazzled for one round.
But I crit on it.
Oh, you rolled a nat 20?
I did not. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then you're unaffected. The two of you are dazzled for one round. You're dazzled for 1 minute.
Oh.
Let's talk about dazzled. Your eyes are overstimulated or your vision is swimming. If vision is your only precise sense, which it is, all creatures and objects are concealed from you. So any attacks, you're going to have to do DC 5 flat check when trying to attack this creature. For you guys, it'll just be around. For you, it'll be presumably the entire combat. That is the end of its turn. And now it goes to Brother Ramus. So Brother Ramus, you see this burst of light and everybody kind of wincing. It looks like Asta and Buggles are out of it, and Talitha looks completely gone.
This is like, okay. All right, Brother Ramius then is going to try to even the score here. He is going to step up to kind of get a look at what did that, and is able to see this insectoid creature, 7 feet tall, definitely some threat there. And he's just going to be like, hi. Yeah, I'm going to do it. He said, hey, don't do that to my friend.
I'm Brother Ramius.
No, he'll be like, there's another kind of light that can help us. And he will cast Bless on everyone.
Oh, nice.
And a new light emanates from him all around. So all of you can get a plus. You get a +1 to attack rolls. So hopefully that will offset the dazzled.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Okay, +1 to attack rolls. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn. Move to action, John.
Less. Talitha, it is your turn.
Okay, Talitha is trying to, her vision is all whited out, but she's going to try to devise a stratagem. And instead,
runs back into the artist studio.
no, she'll take her free knowledge check on this creature.
Okay.
What should I roll?
That would be interesting. I believe it's a cult.
Oh, great.
Great.
21.
Okay. This is a creature known as a Dejiriac. It is a creature native to the plane of shadows, where their colorful nature is in opposition to the realm's overwhelmingly monochromatic palette.
Did you just come up with that, or are you
right
reading
off the top
something?
of my head? Yeah.
Beautiful.
Balls
I
tripping me
memorized
off
my
the tongue.
lines.
Monochromatic palette.
Monochromatic palette. In terms of powers and abilities, that glow ability that it did, the good news is that it can usually only do those, that dazzling burst, it can only do once a day. So, like, now you feel like you're out of that. However, it does have the ability to pretty quickly attack. So it can, like, use its hands. Basically, in terms of the meta of the game, it can use one action to do multiple attacks.
So it has a multi-attack.
Yeah, because it has 4 arms. And it speaks mainly through telepathy.
Interesting.
It does not want to deign to do anything to its beautiful vocal cords by actually speaking.
I mean, maybe we found our artist.
Yeah, that would the color. All right, I was thinking, I wondered if it was going to be the librarian, but artist probably is right. All right, Chalitha is going to attack because I got the bless, and I also can move into flanking position.
Okay.
So Chalitha will hustle around the stacks and get into flanking position with Asta.
Nice.
Flank it. And that will be, I get a +1 from the bless, a 19 to hit.
Okay, and you also have the concealed, so now you do the flat check, DC Fizzle.
7. So I'm
okay. So 19 to hit this Dejiriac.
Flat-footed.
Off guard.
Off guard.
Excuse me.
Is a hit.
Yeah! Oh, huge. Wait,
Okay.
you didn't roll to hit, did you?
No, I used the.
You used your other roll. Great.
I used the 11. Okay, and now I get to do an extra 1d6 for the strategic strike as well.
Let's murder this thing we never talked to.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. It does not cry out in pain. But it's hurt.
There's a cry out.
I was like, what
There's
does
a cry
that
out.
mean? Is it just really tough, or did we do nothing?
It winces, but it doesn't want to.
There's a cry out telepathically.
Yeah, you all hear, ow!
You son of a bitch in your head.
All right, Talitha, that is your turn.
That's my turn.
It is now Buggles' turn. Buggles, you are dazzled.
Buggles is dazzled.
And dazzling. If you
Dazzling. Thank you. Buggles is going to run around the stacks as well. And I forget how to do that. There we go. And he is dazzled, as you can see on our lovely Foundry VTT. And he is going to run down a corner. He's got these spots in his eyes, these artifacts, and he snaps his fingers to enact ignition.
Right.
Oh, it's the remix to ignition.
That is a 21 to hit.
That is a hit.
Thing's getting lit.
Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
Nice. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage.
A little bit of Roy Mustang for you. Pow!
How?
And what kind of damage was that? Cold?
Fire.
Fire. It's runes. It's colorful runes look in pain. And it now is Asta's turn. Asta, you're dazzled as well.
Okay. I am dazzled, but I think the best thing I should do is just do.
And I did. Sorry, I rolled a flat check and I succeeded.
Thank you. Forgot to say.
I'm going to do 3 attacks. I'm just going to swing. I got my katana out. Might as well.
Just got to roll higher than a 5 for each attack.
I'm going to roll with my little die's rolling really well. I love this little Norse Foundry die.
I think as you can just say whatever number
Yeah,
you
you
want.
can't
so
read
no one
it.
can read it.
18 flat check. I roll first, right?
Yep.
Okay, 18 flat check. And then to hit with my katana first swing, that's going to be...
Off guard, lowered AC.
Oh, yeah, it's got the lowered AC.
Bless.
That's going to be 21.
That is a hit.
Nice.
All right.
Surround this thing and attack it.
Are you rolling a D10?
Oh, wait. Yeah, hold on. D10. D10, two-handed. That's a 12.
You have a tiny, illegible D10.
You can make
I actually
those
do.
numbers
I
too.
actually do. Oh, I'm not doing that. It's too hard to read on the smaller ones. So that's going to be 6 and then plus 4. Thank you. Yep. So that's going to be 9.
10.
10.
All right.
That's not right. Oh, boy.
Very common drop.
I
We're like
that-
6 plus 4. So 9.
We all gave you a second to be like, was there a penalty?
You're learning math like an AI would learn math.
Minus 1 in there, and we didn't tell
I'm learning math like
feels
chat,
like somewhere around
chat
a 9.
GPT.
9? No. 10?
It was slow enough
10.
for you to get to 10. That's what it is.
But,
really trigonometry. This is-
4.
but you have to understand, the drop is too good for me not to do bad math.
She has to.
I have to have the drop.
So you did it on purpose. You knew the right answer.
Yeah.
She is ceasing any
Oh.
attempts to be better at math.
It's part of the performance.
I don't have to. I even have a calculator here. I'm not using that.
No.
Right?
No need.
Do you want to attack again?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you took the 10 points of damage.
I did take the 10 points.
And what is your map on this? Is it -5
My map on this is
with the
minus.
katana, or do you get a little -4 action? No.
No, it's -5. Yeah.
Damn it.
Katana's not special.
Dang.
9, 10. 9 to hit.
Miss.
Yeah. And then third. Oh, do I? That's a good question. Do
Would
I
you roll another 6 + 4?
Do I have to roll a flat check for each hit?
You do, yeah.
Oh.
Well, that one would have been a miss. So
Okay. So this will be the flat check for the third hit. God, I love this small.
I'm going to take that die and
Cannot
crush
deal
it.
with it.
17.
It looks like you're rolling a piece of lint.
All right,
Like,
So cute.
You made the flat.
Why are you doing that?
It's like the phone in that sketch. With the, sketch.
Hello.
Hello?
17 flat check for the third.
Okay.
Swing.
Now minus 25.
Oh my gosh. That's 19 minus 2, 17.
Minus 10.
No, that's -2.
Minus 2.
Net -2.
Oh, net minus 2.
Yeah.
So 17?
17.
With the off guard, that is a hit.
Let's
That's
go.
incredible.
The rare third
I
attack
can't
Wow.
believe that. Yeah.
strike.
Wow.
Missed on the second, hit on the third. Very low damage. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage, but you were able to hit it twice.
Wow,
which
that's
is
incredible.
Way more than I thought you would. We finished out the round with Zephyr.
how high up am I up here? I'm 15 feet away from it, like length.
Oh, so you actually climbed up the ladder.
Yeah.
You are 20 feet up.
Okay.
Yeah, there's still 10 more feet between you and the ceiling.
Well, in that
All right, so
case-
you do not have Bless.
I don't?
No.
Oh,
Doesn't
okay.
reach quite that far yet.
Is that a burst effect or it's an aura?
It's a bird. It's around Brother Ramius.
I had it though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're within range, but if she's 20 feet up and 10 feet over, then
Gotcha.
not quite.
All right.
Beautiful
So,
map,
Maybe,
isn't it?
but I hate getting into that.
ooh, Pythagorean theorem math. I'm just assuming with those
Square
numbers.
root of 625.
Are you doing it?
Yeah.
I mean, you
yeah.
are.
25.
Oh, yeah.
25 feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did it first.
That's not.
You just did the Pythagoras angle, the length of the other line.
It's like a savant thing.
In your
she
head.
can't do simple math, but she
Yeah.
can
You
do
should
like calculus.
you should call him
Einstein
Mr.
was like that.
You should call him Mr. Theorem. I'm on a first name basis.
If you notice, I put there's a thing above your character now that says plus 20 feet to show that.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, dope.
So,
That's awesome.
Helpful.
If the
Is she-
diagonal,
Currently, she's flying in the center of the room, though. Was that supposed to
I
happen
just
too?
moved her back, yeah.
if diagonal is still 25 feet, that's still within my volley. So I would get a negative if I try to do my longbow. So my second option was the option of cool, which is
Backflip off the back.
I want to jump off the thing onto this creature
Onto the
creature.
and like, pow!
Little jumping punch. So maybe like jump to the square next to it.
Let's take what was really cool and make it slightly less cool.
Why don't you want
So
me to
that we
jump
can
onto
play
the
by the
creature?
Well, you could. If she could jump out of the creature, she'd have to jump and make a grapple check.
Yeah, if that's the goal. Is the goal grapple or is the goal punch?
I've never tried to grapple before, but I feel like I have
She
a
can
mug.
flavor land on the creature. What do you want to do?
I feel like I have
She said what she wants to do. Why are you yelling?
So
what do you want to do?
If I try to grapple something with 4 hands, I feel like that would be good for everyone. You know? Because it would prevent you from making lots of attacks in one round.
It would just give a slight penalty.
All right.
And its escape is probably amazing.
Second coolest thing, I'm going to leap to the square that everyone said to leap
That's
to.
so badass, though. You're jumping 20 feet over a bookshelf,
You
just
should-
like land down next to it.
leapfrog
I'm going to
off
try
the
to do one
bookshelf,
of those
flip
landings
down.
where you roll land a bit.
Okay, great. I'm just looking up.
Parkour up over the top of the bookshelf, flip, and land right below, and just punch him in the carapace face.
Yes.
Flying spin kick.
Oh,
Kick him
to
in
the
kick him in the
thorax.
Yeah.
kick him in the butt.
Yeah, that big butt.
Your butt is so big and fat. I'm going to demoralize
I
it.
want to kick it.
By the way, I was spelling Kaneepo completely differently.
Oh wait, how do we spell it?
Well, it's up here. You can see on the map. It's Kaneepo's court.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's,
Oh,
that's how
wow.
I've been spelling
I've
it.
been
Oh, I
spelling
spelled it.
And it's also not
K-N-E-O.
Kaneepo, if that's how it's spelled.
Yeah, I kept
I've been
saying
Kaneepo and
Yeah,
So
every
it's-
time you said Kaneepo, it was like a little dagger. in my ears.
Kaneepo.
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 I'm trying to find the rule for like jumping and landing and softening your fall because you take
Take
bludgeoning damage.
half the distance you
I have
fall.
You ignore
Catfall.
the first 10 feet
She has catfall.
if you successfully.
Oh.
That's my feet.
Or at least that's what it was in 1E.
And what does catfall do?
You don't take. You take less damage. Lucky had that.
Catfall. I treat falls 10 feet shorter if I'm an expert in acrobatics.
Wow, and you already
it's
get the first 10
25.
feet for free, essentially. So you,
Yeah.
She's fine.
yeah. So you land. So what did you decide? You grappling or punching?
Punching.
Punching. All right, so you leap down, no problem, land there, don't take any damage, and then just punch. And you know
So
what?
cool.
Give yourself a +1 from the sort of momentum from jumping up high.
That's cool.
Oh, and a +1 from Bless. Because now you are in the range.
Oh, right.
Oh, it's cool. So you
so
jump
right.
into that
Inspired
aura.
as you come
that's
into the
a-
aura.
So that stays.
My God!
That aura stays out there.
What's that?
That aura stays out there.
Yeah.
It's not just like a one shot.
No, I mean, it
stays
lasts
for
for
your
1
whole
minute.
round.
That was what I was asking, if it was a burst effect or an aura effect. And it is, I guess, an aura effect.
It stays active.
It comes off of me.
That's cool.
Wherever I am.
All right. Flurry of blows with my
Oh, yes.
fists.
If you step out of the range, you lose it.
Yeah.
You step into the range, you have it. Yes.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I didn't
action.
understand your question.
Super cool jump down into the scene. And everyone's like, wow, Zephyr's so cool. And then second action, flurry of blows with
Wow.
my fists.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that'll
got
be
my +2. What?
better if like we say that. Right.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was you guys saying that.
Yeah,
She said we
I said
it.
it for
Matt.
you.
No, I understand.
I don't know. What do you understand?
I
don't
understand the
understand
gambit.
what you
I'm just
don't
saying.
Sounded just like Talitha.
she's the GM.
Give yourself a +1 to each attack.
Bow.
Momentum.
Oh, no.
Hey, no.
Hey, Stamus.
You Stamus right out of here.
Did you nat 1 on this cool attack?
I did.
Oh, no!
Could have been a 2. Even a 3.
That is how numbers
Or
work.
4.
Could have been a 2. Even
Sick. Even sick.
Are we going to the fan Famboni?
We have
Are we? Must we?
You're a named character, but you're a roll away from losing your name. We'll take it away.
All right, here we go. Oh my God, this is amazing! Who in the John am I?
No.
This is from Sean in St. Louis, Missouri.
John from St. Louis.
Sean from St. Louis. In an impressive attempt to hit your enemy, you accidentally hit your own head on a bookshelf.
No,
Is this the same bookshelf in
This
there?
is staggering detail. Impressions. You hit your head like the true hero you were meant to be. Your attack misses. Roll a will save. Now, this would be against the creature's class DC. It would be the DC of whatever that effect the dazzle.
So I successfully landed my jump, but maybe I'm just like off balance from it, a little dizzy, and I just whack as I try to
Slam your head
punch.
into something.
Whack
Yep.
my head into something. That's 12.
It's a fail.
Not a critical fail.
Not a critical fail.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
No.
Confused for 1 round.
Oh my God, she's going to start punching her
She's
friend.
gonna start punching her
Does that start right now?
It's up to Troy. Confused for 1 round.
Yeah, because you come down, and that's what happens. You hit your head.
And you get lose sight of who's who in
You
the
missed
fight.
that punch, but you were flurry of blows, so that second punch is a confused.
So, and all that is pure random. So,
Oh gosh.
we
And we're
just-
all so close because
Yep.
we're flanking.
So
So
I
you
hit my
got
head.
Brother Ramius, Asta, the enemy, Talitha, and not Buggles. So it's four people.
You're
So
also
the first
flat-footed.
punch, I overshoot it, hit my head, and now I'm still going in for the second punch.
You're Rocky though. You're like,
But
where
it's
are
going
you?
everywhere. Yeah.
Where'd you go? Adrian!
I don't think he was ever punching Adrian.
for? Would you stay where I
You know, I wouldn't put it past it.
All right, so roll a d4, and if it's a 4, it's the enemy.
Well, we
Or
should
a 1.
roll the hit first, and then I'll roll to see who it attacks.
Okay.
Where?
Watch this be a nat 20.
2 gods. Nope, natural 4
There we
with
go.
my map. That's going to
Sweet.
be
Well, unless it
an
was the
8.
enemy.
Is the map even with flurry of blows?
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay.
The flurry blows isn't.
All right, so that wouldn't have hit anybody. All right, so
She's flailing around right now.
you got one more attack.
Oh boy.
I mean, I'm just. If I'm confused, I don't need
You
to
use all your actions.
You use all your actions to
actions
attack.
to strike.
to
so-
strike. Then I guess I just go to punch again at my worst map, which is a +0.
Yeah, so we'll see. If you hit, then I'll tell you who you hit.
7.
7. All right, so you get down there, just
At least I roll low also when it matters.
Actually, yeah, that worked out really well.
The best fumble you
Rest
could
of
have gotten.
all right, so it looked really cool until it didn't. And now it is the creature's turn. Top of round 2.
Crap.
Okay, all right, sees a confused elf, half elf. And then you've got basically Buggles would no longer be dazzled. Asta would no longer be dazzled, but Talitha is dazzled.
1 minute.
Looks
and is going to attack Talitha. And so Talitha is going to use this thing called Double Claw. So it's 2 strikes for the price of 1, and the damage is stacked if they both hit. So it would overcome any resistances you had. But here we
Joke's
go.
on you. I don't have any.
All right.
Does it suffer the map?
Waste of a
If
turn.
It's only
The
using
map doesn't happen until
after, and then it counts
It's
as
double
2
slice.
attacks.
Yeah.
It's like double slice. But
Is double slice 1 action or 2 actions?
it's 2 actions.
It's 2 actions.
But this is 1 action.
Yeah, this is 1 action.
So
I
it's
actually looked up double slice when I was looking up this.
That was lucky. I don't know about that feat anymore.
All right,
She's
so
dead.
She's dead to me.
it's a 25 and a 28.
Oh.
It's a hit and a crit.
And all this damage will be stacked together.
No.
And it is a named character.
No.
Oh my.
This is why I'm telling you
There's no
guys.
penalties they see from the dazzle, so that's just you just roll well.
It just rolled really well, yeah.
I wish it was only if we knew its name, because we never ask any characters their names.
Norse Foundry Troy dice, probably not available. They're very popular.
Only 1 hit is a critical, though. So I'm not reading this crit, and then you're not doubling all of the damage, like from the
I'm
first
doubling
hit,
the
too.
crit damage
Right,
and then
just
adding it
crit
to the
damage,
base
okay.
damage, which, by the way, starts with a D10.
Boy. All right. Christian from Copenhagen.
Ah,
Hi, Christian. Is that how you pronounce it? You sure
that's one of the happiest countries in the world, Denmark. It's on the happiness index. It always ranks near or at the top.
Wow.
And he's about to make us miserable.
Oh my God. All right. This is Christian from Copenhagen. You know, I learned something today.
Hi, Christian.
During your perfect strike, you notice an extremely interesting detail in your enemy's reaction. This detail is so remarkable, unique, and mind-bending that words cannot explain its form or function. If you are a player, double damage and you get a bottle cap. If you are the GM, double damage and you get +2 on attack rolls against your target for the remainder of the combat.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
You're probably going down.
I'm going
right
down.
Going
right
down
here,
from
so-
the damage alone. But thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
He
That's
really
a cool
did.
one.
You know,
He really
I
did
learned
make
something.
us
I wonder if it's Christian
sad.
Erickson,
He did make us
who used to play for Tottenham.
For Tottenham? Probably.
Probably.
From a
Also
country of such
Danish.
happiness, that was such an evil thing to do.
It was nice to the player, though. He thought ahead.
Yeah.
But it was
if it happened to us,
unfortunately,
we would have been really happy with
it
it.
was not
Guess so.
helpful.
Let's ease down on the jovial banter because something horrible is about to happen to our
I
friend.
rolled max damage.
Oh,
on the crit.
come on!
Max damage on the crit. Since it's all combined into one piece of damage, it's 35 points of damage.
Okay, I go down.
Oh, Talitha. In one pop, just shazam, these 2 little claws come out.
Oh.
And Talitha goes down. I'm just gonna put the where is it? Dying there. Oh man, dying animation is.
Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Oh.
I want to do this. I'm gonna use my my awakening. As a reaction, I can flicker. My body will flicker onto the ethereal plane.
Yes!
Have you done this
Yes!
yet?
Oh, sweet.
So all I do is become concealed for 1 round. So it's probably not going to matter. But there's a 20% chance you'll miss one of those attacks.
This is cool.
14.
And for the
And
crit,
nat 20. Nat 20 on the crit.
Oh, well, now you have to roll a flat check.
yeah,
DC 5
Oh,
flat
to see
check.
if you have a
A whiplash.
mishap.
6.
Ooh.
Mishap or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
It's not a. I can never remember the name of that thing. A backlash or a
I think it's backlash. Yeah. All right. So
My deviant ability.
Zephyr comes down, bangs her head. Zephyr's confused. You realize Zephyr can start punching anybody. Talitha, already dazzled, now goes down, dying 2.
Dying
Because that
2.
came from a crit. Oh boy. And it still has 2 actions left.
On the plus side, I don't think I'm dazzled anymore.
Knock the dazzle right out of you.
All right, so now, my goodness, I'm like,
I was gonna do something real fun on the next turn too.
I believe you.
I was gonna slap the back of Zephyr's head to give her a chance to roll the flat check to get out of the confusion.
All right, so now the drawback of using this is like that counts as 2 attacks for my multiple attack penalty. So now this would be at my 3rd map for any attacks after
So
this.
you're -10,
Right.
or -8, depending on the creature's agility.
And I will take that attack against Asta for my 2nd action. Very low chance to hit. Pretty good roll though, 17 to hit Asta.
Doesn't hit.
Okay.
Nice, Asta. Hero.
Solid.
And then, all right, so I've got one more action here. I will step right behind Asta, just to create a little more distance, make it a little harder for Brother Ramius to target it. Buggles probably still has a pretty clean shot, but gets away from any confused attacks from Zephyr. And now it is Brother Ramius' turn. How great are these tokens?
Oh, they're so
cool.
great. So great.
All these effects too. Like Talitha just looks insane.
And
She
you
has
gotta click
so
on,
many
you guys
things.
can't see this, but like what Talitha sees is just everything is in black and white and everything is a pool.
Oh, because she's down.
She's
Oh,
in color,
right.
yeah. Doesn't know who the enemy is.
That's cool.
Really, really cool.
Extremely cool. All right. Oh no, I forgot about Zephyr. But you know what?
Talitha needs you.
I'm going to play this like I don't really understand Zephyr's situation right now. So, Ramius, is it possible to the south of Brother Ramius, at the bottom of this Johnski? Actually, it doesn't matter. I can go around Asta. All right, he's going to move past Zephyr around the bookshelf down to Talitha and just, Talitha, no! And he will do battle medicine on you. So let's try that.
This usually goes well.
Oh,
Takes it a
boy.
dying 3.
Oh,
could
boy.
this backfire and you could hurt her?
You could roll a natural 1.
Okay.
Yeah, but she said she had something cool to do. Yeah.
I mean, we just say that.
I told you what I was going to do.
We always feel like we have something cool.
Yeah.
I said explicitly what I was going to do.
And then look what happened.
And it's too late.
And he did it. And it. But but Brother Ramius doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that she was going to do something cool either.
Yeah, it's true. I don't think Talitha yelled out, I'm going to do something.
I'm about to do something cool.
I was
Watch.
gonna do something cool.
It's like, oh, fuck, we have to find out.
Watch this.
Kind of weird that the dying animation includes unconscious, which is just sleeping. Z's.
I know. Yeah.
Oh,
You know what? All
sleeping
right, fine.
forever.
I won't do it because it does carry some risk, and
Wait.
I do have an extra action.
I'm
I
pro battle
will.
medicine. Don't let Troy talk you out of healing me.
No, it's just that your dying condition is a bit high, so I am going
I mean,
to.
if you rolled a natural 1.
And we remember
Be
what happened
hilarious.
last time. He injured you far worse before
Yeah.
able to.
I blame myself for saying anything. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah. You know what? I'll do it. Let's do it. I have a backup. All right, so I will battle medicine you. I also have a bottle cap. Battle medicine. Here we go. That's going to be a critical success.
Nice.
All right.
So that's going to be juicy damage, and I did not have to burn one of these heal spells, which is awesome. So, okay. Well, hopefully we'll see what the die roll is. But I'm a little frantic. I'm nervous when I'm the one. What's 6 plus 4?
10.
There you go.
10.
She's learning.
I'll never forget.
You get 15 points of healing.
That's amazing.
All right,
Some
so
quick and dirty battle medicine.
No longer dying, but you are wounded 1 and prone. And still dazzled? I don't know.
I assume I'm still dazzled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
I flavor removed the dazzle because I didn't think I'd be coming back.
And you're also off guard.
And you're also off guard. All right.
So you move, battle medicine.
Move
and
battle
then-
medicine. I still have an action, and my problem is that. So I was like, "Oh, I'm going to aid," but I don't think that is going to help. So let me just. No, I will. I will aid. Okay. So I was going to do guidance, but guidance gives you the same exact bonus as bless does. It's a status bonus, so it would not stack. So I'm going to aid to the best of my ability. Asta in her attack against this creature.
So we don't have bless anymore. It was a 1 round.
No, you have bless.
Oh.
But now I can, if I successfully aid, I will stack that on top of it. So
For a plus potential 2.
for a plus potential 2.
Cool.
Yes. But I do have to actually aid. So let me think about that in the meantime. It's a reaction.
okay, good talk.
Good talk.
Talitha, you are up.
But I moved in the initiative order.
That's right. You move to
Right before the creature.
right before the creature. So I will update you, and it is Zephyr's turn.
So,
Oh boy.
how long am I confused for?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's it's Buggles' turn.
Oops.
I lied.
Okay. Buggles is so the Kuulakan emerges. His eyes change, and this other aspect of him, like it's just when he comes out, his teeth bare, and this side of him wants to rush at the enemy, and the Buggles aspect is just like no, is holding it back. And so the Ku'ulakan, boom, does an ignition at range at the enemy.
Okay.
That is a 25 to hit.
5 is a hit.
Okay.
Wow. And so he's got cover, Troy. Cover. So
Still hit.
+2. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. 25 is a great roll.
Okay, so that is 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And then with that salvaged third action, he is going to use Restore the Mind. And he's going to reach out to Talitha. It's just like, here, let me help you. You get 6 more points of healing back.
Awesome. You're right back in this.
I don't think it had cover because Talitha's down. Don't forget.
The bookshelf. Bookshelf provides cover. It's center of the square to center of the square. If it would pass through any physical object, it's +2.
Well, that's like very, very
So minimal,
close,
but-
yeah. But high enough roll so you're able to damage it pretty significantly and continue to heal wounded Talitha. It is Asta's turn.
All right. Asta, seeing this thing brutally attack Talitha and Talitha go down, Asta goes a little feral and she bares her teeth, and then you see her just pop out of space, just disappear. And then you see her reappear on the other side of this creature, blocking the doorway. And she reappears hissing.
Whoa,
and
that
just,
was so cool. How did you do that? You set that shit up ahead of time?
She called me last night.
Wow.
Like, if we fight like a multicolored bug, I want to do something.
I ready my action if we fight a multicolored bug. And when she pops back in, she immediately just shing, 2 hands with the katana into the bug's back and makes a melee attack. And this is my very cool Laughing Shadow hybrid study dimensional assault focus spell that I've been wanting to use.
There's a lot of words in a row.
I know. So basically, I can tumble through space. I make a short dimensional hop to better position myself. And then as soon as I come back in, I get to make a melee strike.
That's amazing.
This counts as a spell, so I'm also setting myself up to do a spell strike next. Nice. So this is just one action. Here I go.
Okay. And would that provoke an attack of opportunity, this spell?
I don't know the answer to that.
It would, but it doesn't take.
You also jumped conveniently out of Bless, which I don't know why.
I didn't know that was the aura.
And I'm going to attempt an aid. I'm rolling nature to attempt to, say where to stab, and like the thorax or whatever like that. And I rolled a 20.
Oh.
Okay, so you get a +1. You see a tiny little opening in its carapace. If you could stick your blade in there, you might be able to kill it.
Oh, and I think I will. That's going to be... Oh, I made a mistake before. I have a weapon potency... weapon potency rune in my katana. So when I was talking about my map, so I was making such a... Why are you...
I am shocked that you have a... What do you have, a +1 katana?
+1. I built my character with it. Troy didn't say anything.
I don't know how you have...
I've never seen your character.
I don't know how... You've been playing with a +1 katana this whole time?
Yeah. It just gives me a +1. So when I said my map was a -2 at my third attack, it's just a -1, actually. Just wanted to correct that for all the rules.
Where'd you get that rune?
Found it.
I think you're allowed to have that.
Pause for edit. I don't think any characters at this level have a weapon.
Do you want me to take it out?
I should have seen your sheet at some point, but yeah, I don't think you're allowed to have it. Shouldn't affect this
We'll
roll.
see. We could be wrong.
Yeah.
That wouldn't affect your map.
It does.
Yeah,
It affects your 2 hit.
Affects your to hit.
Yes, which would affect...
It'd still be a -5.
Oh, yeah, okay, but it brings up my to hit. Yes, okay, Matthew. It affects it in the sense that instead of a -2, it's a -1 on my third hit.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
So, sorry.
Ron's very suspicious of this rune.
Do we need to pause? Like, what's going on?
No, I
Hearing
get
this
what you're
rune
saying.
shocked
I
me
get-
to my core.
I get what you're saying.
All right, let's see what you roll. And
21 to hit.
That is a hit.
I know.
No matter what made-up weapon.
It would be a 20 without it. I don't think
Okay.
it's that big of a deal.
I think that's enough.
Next
built
time
my-
I build a character, I'm also going to have a legendary
Yeah, I'll just give
katana.
myself like hand wraps and mighty
A
blows or
legendary
whatever.
sentient katana.
Well, I wish I could die too.
Let's all die.
It was a
Let's all die.
it was a parting gift that Troy gave me. If it helps, I rolled minimum, so that's five points.
All right, so Brother Ramius reaches out and says, "There!" And you look down at your katana, and the katana says, "Here!"
Because it speaks.
And you kill the
Oh, you slide the blade into the right
Nice.
spot.
All of you standing there just see the katana come out of its chest, and it slides off the blade, falls to the floor. What is this Dziriak doing in a library? Is it the artist? Perhaps we'll find out next week.
Oh, that's it?
We never got his name.
We never got his name.
Maybe you should have
Sad.
tied. Maybe you should have grappled him.
He has literally the answer to every question we're asking.
Maybe I
Just like,
fucking
kill it!
But it wouldn't deign to speak to us.
The
don't think
katana
you can.
says, "I drink its blood."
Oh no, this new sentient weapon's gonna have a Boston accent.
I drink its blood, bro.
No!